Hi and welcome. In my previous video, we saw a practical demo of how a finished product was created, sold, and how the system calculated the price along with GST. After invoice was posted, the system also updated the stock and its value. We observed that for 1 ton of material, the system calculated base price, GST, and the total price. But an important question arises here: how the system calculated this price at the back end? As you saw, the price was not entered manually. That means there is a logic defined in the software. In SAP, price is not entered manually every time, but defined in the system. It is controlled by predefined conditions. In earlier example, we saw basic price and GST was calculated. But in real business scenario, price is not limited to just base price and tax. There are other components also like freight, loading charge, discounts, and among these, freight plays a very important role, especially in industries like cement, steel, and mining, where transportation cost is significant. So in this video, we will focus on how freight is added to the price using conditions defined for freight. In fact, there are a number of condition types defined in the system for discounts, surcharge, freight, customers, etc. But we will see where the freight is defined, how the system picks it up, and how it gets added automatically to the final price. So let's go back to the system and understand how SAP handles freight by predefined logic. On SAP screen, let us go to the sale order we saw in earlier example. Here is the sale order made for delivery to a party located at Nagpur, India. Here you can see the price is 50,000, the IGST is 9,000, total 59,000. It is IGST as because the customer's delivery point is in Maharashtra and our plant is in Jharkhand. So interstate GST is applicable, but in earlier example, we didn't see how the CGST and HGST will be applied in pricing when it is sold within the state. So I am going to create a sale order to a party located in Jharkhand itself. So I enter T code VA01. This is the sale order to customer 201 Moon Steel Dealer Ranchi, PO number such, selling same material TMT per and quantity 1 ton. Now enter. See the price description. The price remains same 50,000, but the tax is now output CGST 9% and output SGST 9%, 4,500 each. The total is same 59,000. So the system takes care of the tax calculation depending upon the delivery point, whether it is outside state or within the state. For that, we didn't enter the tax code separately when preparing the sale order. But how the system knows whether the sale is within the state or outside state? For that, we gave condition logic and saved in the software. That is called condition record. What is that for calculation of tax will be shown in our next video. Today we will focus on freight calculation and how it adds up to the total price. For that, we will see the pricing procedure which is applicable here, and for that we go to transaction code V/08. See, the screen is showing many pricing procedures already defined in the system. There are 2 columns, procedure and description, and there are many procedures in the system like GIN DEP, depot sale, GIN EXP, export, GIN FSE, factory sale, etc. Our sale order price is calculated by a procedure ZFRE01, and that is at the bottom. Here it is. It is a custom pricing procedure created by copying SAP standard pricing procedure RVAS01, and that is here. If you come down again to ZFRE01, then select and double click the control tab on the left panel. some detail is displayed on the right side. Here you can see there are many columns: step, counter, and the third column C type, condition type, then description. Further right there are columns account key, accrual, etc. Here you can see on the top line under first column step 11, third column C type ZPR0, then description, price. Here what ZPR0 means: in our pricing procedure ZPR01, the ZPR0 is the base price calculation condition type, or for understanding in simple way you may say it is a sub procedure for base price calculation in the main procedure ZPR01. About other columns further right we will come up soon. Now if you come down, there are three C types: ZZIG, ZZCG, ZZHG. These three C types handle the GST components. All these C types, one at the top ZPR0 and three GST condition types together forms our pricing procedure ZPR01. But like ZPR0, ZZIG, ZZCG or ZZHG, there is no condition type or sub procedure for freight calculation. So here I am going to add one new condition type for freight calculation. And I am going to add here at step number 25, between 20 and 40. Why step number 25? Because in this procedure, if you see, this is step 11, ZPR0 is the base price, and after step 40 are three tax condition types. But the system should calculate the freight before calculating the GST. That is why it should come above the GST condition types and below the base price condition type ZPR0. For freight calculation, a custom condition type ZFRE is defined by copying the SAP standard freight condition type HD00. To see and understand the basic detail of condition type ZFRE and HD00, we go to another screen and enter transaction code V/06. See, the screen is showing many condition types. And here is the ZFRE. And here is HD00. Observe carefully, in HD00, the calculation type is D, gross weight, that is per unit measure of weight. It is system default, but if you see in our custom type, condition type ZFRE, the calculation type is B, fixed amount. It is changed by us, because the freight in case of transporting TMT bar may not be applied per ton basis, but will be fixed amount consignment basis and is variable depending upon the distance from plant to customer's destination. Now if I click here on calculation type, you can see there are various options: percentage, fixed amount, quantity, and many more. We can also see condition class here, discount or surcharge. Condition category, freight, that means this condition is for freight calculation. And here on right, plus/minus. What it means? It means if this is to be considered as a discount, it should be minus here. This ZFRE condition type is configured with condition records to calculate freight amount depending upon material and customer. All the different freight amounts, customer wise and material wise, is entered in condition records. When a sale order is created to a customer for a particular material, say TMT bar, the system picks up the proper condition record and looks for the freight amount entered there for that type of material. So we add C type ZFRE here. Now I save it and it is saved. And see, the ZFRE condition type appeared here at step number 25 in our pricing procedure. Now I go back and make a new sale order to the same customer at Nagpur, India. T code VA01 sold to party 2,06,000 central trader PO number such selling TMT bar quantity say 10 ton. Now after I enter we can see the price. Now see in the middle line below the price ZPR0 one condition type ZFRE is appearing. It is the line where the freight amount is written. Here it is 47,000 and below that the IGST is calculated on the amount of freight plus price. Total price is then calculated including freight. Now if I sell this TMT bar to a different customer, say at Mumbai, India, the freight should not be same as of Nagpur. It must be different and more than for a Nagpur customer, as because the distance is more. So I am making a sale order for a customer at Mumbai. T code VA01 sold to party 2,20,000 or syndicate Mumbai PO number such selling TMT bar quantity 10 ton. Now if you see the price, you can see the freight amount is 60,000. Whereas in case of Nagpur customer, for this material the freight was 47,000. So this amount of 60,000 and 47,000 must have been maintained in the system. Otherwise, how the system is displaying here 60,000 and for Nagpur it had displayed 47,000. So let's go and see the condition records for different customers and different materials. But before that, let's see another sale order of TMT bar to a customer located within the state Jharkhand and see how the system calculates two GST components, CGST and SGST. T code VA01 selling to 2,01,000 Moon Steel Dealer Ranchi PO number such material TMT bar quantity 10 ton and enter. Now you see in the price description the freight is 17,000 for TMT bar and two GSTs CGST and SGST calculated. For this customer, condition record is maintained with less freight as they are nearer to the plant. Now let's see the condition records. T code VK11, condition type ZFRE, then display, and we have to provide details to retrieve the condition records. So information to be given here: the country IN, region 13, sales org 55 SO, material TMT bar, and if I execute, you can see below where my cursor is moving. For central trading it is 47,000 and for ore syndicate it is 60,000, and this is for TMT bar. Now if I go back and see the similar record for Moon Steel Dealer Ranchi, country IN, region 34, Jharkhand, sales org 55 SO, and execute, see the condition record is showing 17,000. So that is how the freight is determined on the basis of condition records maintained for material and customer wise. Till now we have seen the condition records, but how to add a condition record? So let's see that for different material. Say for manganese powder for customer central trading Nagpur. Here we go. T code VK11, condition ZFRE, country IN, region 13, Maharashtra, sales org 55 SO, material MN powder, and in the line below, here I give the customer number 2,06,000 and the amount I give here 50,000. Why 50,000 here for manganese powder? For TMT bar it is 47,000 for the same customer, because for manganese powder the manner of loading and type of transport carriage will be different, not like TMT bar, and as per my opinion it is more. But before that, let us see at this point if I sell manganese powder to central trading whether system calculates any freight. So let us go to T code VA01, sold to party 2,06,000, PO number such, material MN powder, quantity 10 ton, and enter. See, no freight is appearing, even though we have added the freight condition type ZFRE in our pricing procedure. Why it is not appearing? As because there is no condition record available for manganese powder for this customer. So we go back to that screen and we add that and save it here. Now let us go back and make the sale order again. P code VA01, sold to party 2,06,000, PO number such, material manganese powder, quantity 10 ton, enter. See, in price description the freight appeared now and it is showing 50,000. So while making the sale order, we gave information to the system about the material and quantity. And then the system calculated price, freight and taxes and total price. This is how the system calculates price for any pricing procedure configured for any material, for any complex to very complex pricing system through condition records. This is the flexibility of the SAP business system. It can be maneuvered and tailor-made for any complex business system, whether it is mining or manufacturing or retail or healthcare or oil. That is all for this video. Stay connected for more videos on tax calculation, FI configuration and condition technique coming soon. Thank you for watching.